What's going on YouTube? Matt Modi here with OddsJam. And in this video, I'm going to talk to you about the optimal strategy, specifically using PrizePicks, basically answering the question of what is the optimal strategy when using PrizePicks. So I'm going to be going through the math behind PrizePicks because it's entirely different than like a regular sports betting endeavor when you're using PrizePicks. So I'm going to talk about all that, use math to talk about why these are the optimal strategies on PrizePicks. I will say I'm recording this before I get into it, recording this on my, or I guess I should say I'm posting this on my solo YouTube channel outside of the main OddsJam one. So I would definitely appreciate everybody who's watching this. If you could like the video, comment your feedback, positive or negative, and I'll definitely make sure to review it. And then of course, if you could subscribe to my solo channel as well, would help me out a ton as I just try to grow this as along with the OddsJam one. And then of course, if you want to find me on social media, you can at my Twitter handle that has flashed on the screen here, Jedi Modi. Also at Jedi Modi on TikTok and OddsJam_Matt on Pickett. So let's chat about PrizePicks. I mentioned at the beginning, the strategy with PrizePicks is entirely different than the strategy when you are actually sports betting. The reason why, it's pretty simple. The payout structure, the way PrizePicks works, the payout structure doesn't change depending on what individual plays you add, right? Now, obviously the payouts change based on the number of legs you have, but it doesn't matter what individual plays you have. And I can show you what I'm talking about. So I have PrizePicks up on the screen here. So I'm just going to pick two random players, Vooch and Halliburton, to go over their point total. $20 to win 60, which means that I'm profiting $40. So whenever you see the payout with PrizePicks, they're including your initial risk. So in this case, I'm profiting $40, which means I'm doubling my money. All right, let's replace Vooch with Zach LaVine. Take his over. Same thing. 20 to get a payout of 60 to profit $40. Let's add a third one. We're adding Terry Rozier. Now, if I do the power play, it's $20 to win 100, so to profit 80. And I'm actually going to change this to $10 because that's an easier way to understand your profits. Basically, 4xing your money for every single three-leg one. Let's replace Terry Rozier with PJ Washington. Same exact thing. The payouts are the exact same. That is obviously a wild, wild difference when it comes to actual sports betting, right? Like when you're sports betting on FanDuel and DraftKings, they're going to change the price of the prop depending on how likely they think it is to occur, right? If FanDuel or DraftKings deems a player prop incredibly likely to occur, or just likely in general, they're going to charge more money for it, right? They're going to pay up minus 150, minus 160, whatever, even minus 130. That's not the case with PrizePicks. So right off the bat, it's important to understand the strategy behind picking props on PrizePicks. It's a lot of P's, a lot of alliteration. Same with that word. You're just looking for player props that the sportsbooks are telling you that are likely to occur, which I know sounds like Captain Obvious. Oh, I'm looking for bets that are likely to hit. Technically, yes, with PrizePicks, but that's not the case with sports betting, right? When you're sports betting, you're looking for value. So you could bet something at plus 200 odds. Every other book has it at plus 150. That's value. That is not the case when you are using PrizePicks. So I'm going to go into how to find the right plays to put on in a PrizePicks entry and all that stuff. The first things first, I wanted to talk to you about the math behind the number of entries, or excuse me, the number of selections in an entry, basically like 2 to 5 to 6 legs, and tell you what the optimal legs, the number of legs you should be placing. Another example where we're going to be heavily talking about math when deciding. And I will say there are videos that I've posted on the regular OddsJam YouTube channel that do a deep dive into everything about the math behind it. I'm just going to give you the high level basics. But because PrizePicks is giving you the payout, you can actually back out the odds of what an entry would be. So like for 2 legs, you're doubling your money. In sports betting, when you double your money, those odds are plus 200. When you're quadrupling your money, those odds are plus 400. That is what the odds are for a 3-leg entry. For a 4-leg one, you are 9xing your money in terms of profit. So guess what? That equals plus 900. So from there, you can back out the amount you would need to win in order to break even. So for a 2-leg one, you would need to win roughly 33% of your bets in order to break even. Anything above that, you are profiting 20% for a 3-leg and 10% for a 4-leg. Well, because we have these numbers, we can actually back out the break-even win percentage for each individual bet as well. Basically saying, if I'm placing a 2-leg player prop on PrizePicks, how many of my individual bets do I need to hit to break even? And it's all based on the odds and the implied probability of those odds. So for a 2-leg one, the break-even win percentage is roughly 57.74%, 58.48 for a 3-leg one, then all the way down to 56.23 for 4, and 54.34 for 5 legs. So right off the bat, the most optimal strategy when it comes to PrizePicks is actually placing 5 or 6 pick flex options. Now I have the math on these spreadsheets here. Basically, if you care enough, the EV is significantly higher with a 5 and a 6 pick flex than it is with a 2, 3, or 4 legs. Significantly higher by a wide margin. If we're assuming each player prop has a win percentage of 60%, the EV for 6 legs is roughly 66%. For 5 legs, it's 43%. And then for 4, it's all the way down to 16% for a flex, down to 2.6% for a flex on 3 legs. And between those two options, so if we're taking out 5 or 6 pick and you're asking whether you should flex a 3 or 4, the answer is no. The power play has higher EV. The power play EV on a 3-leg one is 8%. It's 2.6% when you flex it. For 4 legs, the power play expected value is 29.6%. The EV goes down to 16.64% when you flex it. So I know this is a lot of math, and it's explained in detail in other videos on the regular OddsJam YouTube channel. You just need to know that the most optimal strategy when it comes to PrizePicks is actually 5 and 6 pick flex options. You have the implied odds per individual leg of only minus 119, which means your break-even win percentage per individual player prop is significantly, by almost 2%, the lowest with a 5 or 6 pick flex. So I get a lot of questions about, like, what should I place? You should place 5 or 6 pick flex options. You should never place a 3-leg one. The math is just not there. Even 2 legs, the math really isn't there either. Now I know that it's safer, so people are more likely to do it because I only need to hit 2, which I understand. But in terms of actually profiting over the course of time, 5 and 6 pick flexes are the way to go. So that's something to keep in mind. It's important to understand the math behind it. 5 and 6 pick is the best. So in terms of actually finding plays to put into a PrizePicks entry, there's a couple different avenues you can use. Number one, the positive expected value page. The way the positive EV page works is it literally provides mathematically profitable player props, specifically on PrizePicks. The way it works, number one, let's get your filters right. So you click this little button for filters. You want to unselect the recommended filters. And all you need to do, filter the sportsbooks. You want to filter for PrizePicks. When you do that, it pulls up mathematically profitable player props specifically for PrizePicks. So right off the bat, you don't need to do any work. And let me zoom in a little bit here. If you're using the OddsJam Positive EV page, guess what? It's providing player props that you could just blindly take. You don't need to think at all. Oh, perfect. I'm going to lock in all of these and I'm going to be good to go. Here's a 4-leg one without even thinking. Now, I know I said 5 or 6 pick is the best, so we would need to find one more, but right off the bat, here's 4 that you can use. So the way that this works, the positive expected value, everything is derived from these no vig odds here. And this is what's really, really important to understand. So when it comes to sports betting, actual sports betting, let's just forget about PrizePicks for a second. Sportsbooks are all going to have different odds. So I clicked into a play here. This is Nick Claxton under 9.5 rebounds. We see odds taking out PrizePicks ranging from minus 135 all the way up to minus 175. That's insane. That's like a 40-cent difference. That is a 40-cent difference between the two sportsbooks for the same exact play. So with that thought in mind, that sportsbooks all have different odds, some are better than others. It's just as simple as that. Some sportsbooks are better than others at calculating odds. There's a bunch of different reasons for that, but quite simply, some are better than others. So what OddsJam did was they tested previous betting opportunities to determine what sportsbooks consistently do the best job at pricing odds, basically trying to determine who is consistently the sharpest. So they tested these betting opportunities and they collected that data and they learned that. Said, okay, the math tells us, the data tells us that, let's pretend these 5 are consistently the best at pricing odds. So what OddsJam did was remove the VIG, which is just the juice that sportsbooks price odds. It's how they make their money from those sharp sportsbooks, and spit that out into these no VIG odds here. So all you really need to know, that's a long-winded way of me saying, these no VIG odds can be viewed as the perfect line, the true line of what a market should be priced at. So when you're using PrizePicks, it's giving you player props that have a win percentage higher than the break-even win percent of 54.34%. That's really all it's doing. If you want to just dumb it down as much as possible, the OddsJam Positive EV page, specifically for PrizePicks, provides player props that are going to hit above the 54.34% rate. That's really all it is. How do they know what the win percentage of these player props are? It's from the sharp sportsbooks. Let them tell you. And if you click this little calculator here, it'll literally tell you the win percentage. So right here, we see the win percentage is 55%. So we know that Nick Claxton has roughly a 55% chance of going under 9.5 rebounds. That is above the break-even point for the 5 or 6 pick flex with PrizePicks. So guess what? It's a good player prop. Another thing that I like to do, you just look at where these sportsbooks are pricing this play. Pinnacle, which is insane, is also an outlier, is all the way down at -175. But even if you take out Pinnacle, the odds on this range from like -135, -132, up to -143. And when you're using PrizePicks, you can take his over or under this number. Well, why in the world would you take his over if the sportsbooks are telling you how likely it is that he goes under, right? It just doesn't make any sense. Like if I go to PrizePicks, I can type in Nick Claxton, and I can literally choose more or less than 9.5 rebounds. Well, the sportsbooks are telling me how likely it is that he's going to go under. So again, why in the world would I take the over? It just doesn't make any sense. So you're using the sportsbooks to tell you what player props are likely to hit, and you're just combining them into a PrizePicks entry. That's literally the way it works. So when it comes to PrizePicks, the dumbed down version of how to make money on PrizePicks, the best strategy on PrizePicks, find entries that are likely to hit. That's really what it comes down to. And I'm not saying find entries that are likely to hit, like based on your gut. You know what? I got a feeling Jimmy Butler is going to go off tonight. I just have a feeling in my gut that he's going to go off. No, I mean let the actual sportsbooks themselves that price plays individually tell you what player props are likely to hit, and just combine those into PrizePicks. That's the optimal strategy. So hopefully this video made sense. Just to do a brief recap, in terms of number of legs you should play, 5 and 6 pick is the best value. That is the optimal strategy, is to use 5 or 6 pick flex options for PrizePicks. In terms of finding plays to put into an entry, you just want to find plays that are likely to hit. Use the sportsbooks to tell you what plays are likely to hit, and then play those on PrizePicks. That is the easiest way to make money, and that's the optimal strategy, which sounds dumb, but it's actually literally the way it is. So hopefully this video made sense. Again, I mentioned this at the beginning. Like, comment, subscribe. If you're still watching this, hit me up on the social medias if you're still watching this. And if you are, I appreciate you. I definitely do appreciate people watching and commenting and giving all the support. It definitely means a lot. So yeah, appreciate everybody watching, and have a good one.